It's us. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's get into this matchup. The first time we're going to see Spacestation Gaming on our main stage, everybody. We've got any SSG fans out there? I think we might have, Andy. I think we might have some SSG fans in the building today.
I think so. They're going to be loud. They're going to be proud. They're excited to see this roster, what they could do on the main stage. As we said, the main stage debut for these four. And as we pointed out earlier, StelluR has quoted as saying, we strayed from the formula. They have returned to the formula. It's StelluR and Eco, now with Falcated and Suppressed. The numbers guys, two big-time Slayers. See what they can do.
Well, this is the series layout. We're starting off with King of the Hill Recharge. Then we've got Slayer Live Fire, Opal Streets, Neutral Bomb on Aquarius. And if we go to a Game 5, then Recharge will be waiting once again to close out the series. Now, we were looking at Spacestation. We were looking at this roster. We were looking at the pool as well. There's a couple of teams in here, like OMiT, who are going to test them. And if SSG aren't on top of their game, haven't put that work in, and will let OMiT sneak a few games away, this could be an interesting series. But for Spacestation, it feels like a must-win. And not just a win, it has to feel like a dominant performance if they're going to make everyone in this building and at home believe that they can make it to a grand final.
Exactly. That's what this team needs to do. They need to instill belief in their fan base, right? There's so many SSG fans over the years who have loved this org, and now with a brand new team, it is their main stage debut at their hometown event here in Salt Lake City. It's Spacestation Gaming versus OMiT. We're underway in game number 1.
One thing that SSG have had is a lot of support here in SLC. A lot of victories as well, lifting trophies in front of their hometown crowd, and they would love nothing more than to prove that the moves were right and that this roster is built for success. OMiT 3-4 dead off the rip here, and early control is all in the hands of Spacestation.
Good burn of the camo from Foul as well on the camo jump. That will officially burn, so it will not be in play. It was juggled by a few different players. In the end, they make sure that it gets neutralized.
Talk about the FaZe roster coming in. Eyes on Snakebite, eyes on Lucid. What were they doing on that roster a little bit earlier on? Well, performing. Quite simply, both those players, the standouts. And now you have to turn the attention to Eco and StelluR. Are they going to be able to find that comfort and put those kind of level of performances in that saw them lift so many trophies last year?
That's the question. Equally, Suppressed and Foul. A lot of eyes going to be on them. What do they do together on this roster? We know what they're capable of, but how will the chemistry be as 3 fall for OMiT? Spartan, your last player alive. Spacestation out to a narrow lead just on this first hill, but I think all weekend long, 4 will fall all weekend. We're going to be keeping an eye on Falcated and Suppressed. How exactly do they mesh with this roster? Like we talked about, we've seen some online success. We've seen them beating FaZe in matches. We've seen them losing to FaZe. So still a lot to be determined in terms of who has won the trade.
Huge amount of damage being done here by Spacestation Gaming. All of OMiT got caught on a respawn there at the back of blue, completely pinned. And now Falcated does what he does best, and that is challenge people who have no shields. Gets a couple of helpful bullets from a teammate there, and it will be 2 dead on the side of OMiT once more. Almost all of that hill has been gobbled up by SSG. They're close to being up by 1.
As you say, close being exchanged. LethuL's going to try to hold the hill. It will not be easy. They get a few picks, and they do have pipes control, but this will need to be perfect if they wanted to steal this hill.
Huss is going to find one. SSG being made to work for these last few moments of hill time. Suppressed finds out that Insta-Splode is going to hurt, but not enough to take him down in this life.
This is getting dicey. Where is the push here from SSG, and can they get across the map? They actually lose the first, so 3v3 on the map.
Huss has been a nuisance as well. He's drawing so much attention away. Finally forces
the
rest of SSG to move in, and by doing so, they pick their kills up. Huss is the last piece of the puzzle. It is close, but close, not good enough for OMiT, but good news for SSG. They get that first point on the board.
Talk about perfect timing and execution. They didn't even panic. SSG let all that time go by. They let Huss on L2 just get so much time, but they perfectly timed both a front batteries and a bat ledge push to down to the wire with only 1 sliver left for both sides. Close out the first hill. They lead 1-0.
One thing to highlight as well with the team changes that we haven't really talked about is that Suppressed and Falcated made it to the grand finals last event. They got all the way to that final and still decided they wanted to join Eco and StelluR. You can understand that with the history those two players have and how many trophies they've lifted, but now they have to perform. And looking at the stats of Suppressed on your screen right now, 10-4 to start this game. He's certainly doing the majority of his lifting.
It's amazing. It's really just like we said about Lucid and Snakebite, right? Like, what are the new additions for these rosters? How are they showing up in their first main stage debuts? And as 3 will fall for OMiT, what more can you ask for a player like Suppressed here? As you said, 10-4, and guess what? Unsurprisingly, it's Falcated 8-5. The new additions to the roster, putting up the exact numbers that they were brought on to do.
OMiT with good control of back blue, though. This is going to be a tough break here for SSG. especially with Spartan having that shock rifle in his hands. A couple of shots here, and Spartan will be stood up and letting SSG know that OMiT are gathering some more hill time here. It's almost tied up on this hill, but OMiT in a slender lead if they can continue to hold this, but they're not going to be able to. SSG will break through. That'll be 3 dead, and now SSG should be able to continue to score.
Looks like Breakingshot was last player alive all the way in long towards glass, so this will definitely give them time, especially with this camo grab for StelluR as well, and he'll be on the prowl.
Breakingshot, you mentioned, he was taken down as well, so now you're going to see a little bit of staggered spawn.
Yeah.
And SSG are able to now step into mid-map, especially with this camo in the hands of StelluR. Let's see if they can hunt some wabbits.
Interesting, StelluR there. I like the initial engagement. In the end, he finds himself on the end of a 2v1, so it doesn't pay off. 2 will fall from SSG. Here comes the OMiT push.
Suppressed with a shock rifle in his hand. A bit of a desperation push now coming in from OMiT. It has to be as well. 2 dead on the side of OMiT. LethuL trying to win his fight. He will do. He actually ends up somehow or other with a double kill in that situation, but it's not going to be enough, and SSG will convert their second hill. They double their advantage.
Yeah, much cleaner there on the second one in the end in terms of total progress across that bottom bar. As you say, 2-0 now, and they're looking strong. Eco still with the shotgun hand.
StelluR starting to hit some perfects in the feed as well. The star lighting up the skies. As Eco peaks and tucks Huss into a nice comfy bed and says, have a nap, buddy.
I think we're all thinking the same thing. There is one thing that happens in between a green gun combo and the switch, and it is the switch over to the bandit, and absolutely just gets crushed in that small time window. Still 3 dead for OMiT.
Suppressed moving across the map. 17 and 6, by the way, at the moment, Suppressed.
Jeez.
You'll take that.
How about nobody else on the other side, even on double digits, and he's on 17. Unbelievable.
He stood inside the hill, outputting damage as well, so not shying away from the objective. With 2 minutes 20 left on this game clock as well, OMiT are going to be starting to worry about the game clock. Is it even going to be enough time, or are SSG just going to try and close this one out? Another kill. It's 18 and 6 for Suppressed in this game number 1. He is taking this game over.
What a debut. I think everyone knew why
19.
This man was brought on this team and expected big things, but when we talk about a debut game number 1 on a main stage, this one stands out here. We'll see what can happen.
Okay, starting to hit some perfects as well. Everyone's shooting straight at the moment for Spacestation Gaming. As OMiT try and break, they've got this camo in their hands, so they should be able to flush a player at least out of the hill. Falcated will be taken down here by Breakingshot, but it's still a little bit of a dicey situation for the numbers. And when Eco is busting a move inside of pipes, you lose that fight, that could be a killer blow for you.
Somehow Eco's still alive despite a lot of presence here. Ooh. Finally taken down. Will be 2 dead for both sides.
Still control of spawn zone. Are going to be in the hands of SSG. 3 to the good now. They convert the turbine hill. And even though there's time left on the clock, it's starting to dwindle away. And I think the hopes here of OMiT are dwindling away as well. You're seeing the pushes. It's starting to be 1 by 1. Suppressed as well, by the way, just casually crosses the 20 kill mark. He's 20 and 7 in this game. 20 and 8. Sorry, I stand corrected.
Finally taken down, but as you said, just the standout here. And guess what? Falcated at 17 and 9. This is, it's a little bit poetic, right? When you talk about the offseason, when you talk about the time since DreamHack Dallas and the team changes that were made that were so heavily discussed with these additions, to be coming into a game like this and to see the numbers that are putting up, I think SSG fans are very happy with what they're seeing on the screen here.
So SSG just 1 hill away from closing this game out in a almost perfect fashion, it feels like, against OMiT. Okay, with that green gun, again, just shreds away at the shields here of Huss, but teamwork's starting to work a little bit better here inside the tower for OMiT, as a couple of kills will go their way, but StelluR, happy to challenge, wins his fight against Breakingshot.
Great shots, even exchanged a few more there. Great confidence out of him. It's still 2 dead for OMiT. And even with OMiT here, 75% of the way done with this hill, really the factor that you're going to start to pay attention to is that game clock with only 125 left at 3-0. That is not a lot of room to play with.
Suppress jumps up to the trippy corner. Wants to get re-engaged in this fight. You can see he managed to take down LethuL on his way down. Eco with this next camo as well. Huss, he's about to be spooked by a ghost. Finally taken down as Eco put his 12th kill on the board. And with 60 seconds left on the game clock, you can see that SSG don't seem too interested in stepping inside of that hill. They just want to keep OMiT out.
Yeah, just playing time with camo. There's nothing easier. You're sitting on stacks and patrolling around bottom control. This is exactly what you want to do. They will continue playing time here.
2 down on the side of OMiT, 2 dead for SSG. Nobody inside of that hill. Huss is going to have to start to as the rest of OMiT are for that hill time. With the grapple in his hands, Suppress can't add another kill to his collection. He sticks to 21 for now. But Falcated's added to his, 22 and 13 for him.
Now it's just a race between these two, between the two Slayers on Spacestation Gaming. Right now, Falcated edges it out with 30 seconds left. We'll see which player ends the game with more kills. 3 dead again for OMiT.
Maybe StelluR's going to make a late run here with 25 seconds left. Falcated hits another perfect onto LethuL. This is going to be an SSG comfortable win here, even with OMiT giving it everything they can on this blue hill. You can see how far away they are from that platform. You can see the amount of reticles they have to go through to even get close to contesting this hill. SSG have been almost perfect in this game, and the two new boys are doing exactly what the doctor ordered.
Exactly what they did indeed. Last-ditch effort here coming in from Sparty, but that will be it. 3 dead yet again as the clock will tick down.
That will be doing it. SSG, they like playing here in SLC, and they will be up by 1 in the series. And that man is showing off his shirt.
It's a nice shirt as well. So it's so far a winning shirt, as SSG will take game number 1 comfortably. And as you said, standout performances from the two guys that were hired to work the books and work the numbers. They do exactly what the doctor ordered.
Hey, can't really fault the performance, right?
No, I think that's exactly, when you look at this matchup, let's be honest, seed-wise, it's different from FaZe TSM, right? When we saw FaZe play earlier, they had a very different opponent in TSM. OMiT, while a very talented squad, a lower-seeded squad. If you're an SSG fan, that's what you wanted to see in this game number 1. We'll take a look at some of the stats, because my God, were they special. Falcated will go 24 and 13, Suppressed 22 and 12.
Yeah, 11 assists as well for Falcated as well. So it's not just the damage output and the low deaths, it's continually influencing fights across the map. Very, very good signs for SSG when it comes to what you want those players to be doing on this roster, and they are doing exactly that. StelluR as well. I would say a little bit of a slow start to the season for him. Obviously, it was a very turbulent start for SSG, but it didn't quite hit the crazy heights that we saw from him last season. And I think that there's going to be some eyes on him as well at this event. Same could be said of Eco, of course, but you know, StelluR was, you're right, pulling off things that we couldn't believe we were seeing.
I mean, jaw-dropping highlight sprees from StelluR that were some of the most insane sniper runs that not only have we seen in Halo Infinite, but that we've seen in professional Halo history. And I agree, we haven't seen as much of that from StelluR this year so far. A lot of that simply comes down to team chemistry, team placings. Now that they have the mix of players that they want, you get the feeling that might be changing pretty quick.
The last seconds of that bottom middle, that blue tunnel hill that we did see. We'll say the first hill got a little bit scary, as OMiT really did get closer and closer to stealing that one away, but a little bit of composure being shown by SSG, which again is a great indication that communication is where it needs to be. So the team isn't getting flustered in these pressure situations. These kind of plays here.
Man, look at this, just the confidence. It keeps challenging. Great camo control as well. Not just late game, but really through the whole game. And even when they didn't have it, they managed to neutralize it at 2v1. Think back to that Breakingshot camo. Ensuring that it was never a huge factor. Team exchange some fist pounds. Makes this guy really happy. And he's ready for game number 2.
He's waiting to do that.
He has been waiting.
That exact second to burst out of that chair. Show us what it means. That's what we love about it. That's what we love about SLC. Fans who turn out always some of the best that we have as we travel across America for our events this season. SSG, of course, hosting our event here. It's a very different feel coming to this event, isn't it, than last year? SSG coming into this event last year was all about another win. Yeah. It was all about another trophy. This one's kind of like a, let's see what you got.
Exactly.
I mean, we're all waiting with bated breath to see what this SSG roster performs like. What are their strengths going to be? What their highs going to be? What are the lows going to be?
Yeah. And it's also, what does the rest of the season hold, right? I think SSG is in the same camp with a lot of teams. There's a big question mark over where do they go from here. This is not a 2 or a 3 team race as we've established. This is a lot of question marks over a lot of teams, and where exactly does not only the top 4, the top 6, but even the top 8 and top 12 net out for the rest of the year. Almost impossible to predict after DreamHack Dallas. And Spacestation kind of has everything to play for here, and they know it, and you kind of get that feeling walking into the venue that they know they've got a lot to prove and to get right back into that conversation.
Well, as we head into game number 2, we're going over to live fire for some StelluR. As we always know, the lower seeded team will love to see this as a game 2. The Slayers do give them an opportunity to just sneak one game away and put a bit of pressure back onto the highest seeded team, this time being Spacestation Gaming. We've also seen the Slayers have taken priority for all of these teams in the build-up to the last few events of the season. As we jump on board with Falcated, it's understandable as to why. A fantastic performance in game number 1, and a fantastic start to game number 2 as well.
Wow, 2 dead off of the absolute rip, which will mean a lot of freebies here, including that sniper for StelluR. And what did we say? How many times have we seen highlight reels from this man on this map?
All right, then, B. Let's see if that B of last year can return. But missed shots
Not just
again.
yet. We're going to have to wait for it.
Still pool play. Game number 2 off. We'll give him a little bit of license to warm up, as you say, as these games do go on. 4-2 to OMiT to open this one up, and Breakingshot will collect that sniper rifle.
Let's see where this camo goes as well. Could be a big determining factor. And if they can extend the lead right now, up 5-3.
So camo and snipe here. And Breakingshot getting the first pick. StelluR's coming back for his sniper rifle, by the way. Just immediately beeline for Breakingshot. So he does have that camo. LethuL's on UAV duty right now, trying to spot some players out. StelluR got one at least. Spartan takes him down, and now he's trying to move in to keep his teammate alive. Eco's trying to chase him down. Spartan is giving him the runaround though. Spartan will fall, however, and it will be Spacestation who take down 3 members of OMiT and tie this game up at 4-4, 8-8.
I get how you. I understand how.
Good numbers earlier. Now falling away.
I understand how the brain did that math. Don't you worry 1 second here. 9-8 now is SSG back in the lead. We'll see what they can do. Maybe establish a gap here as we await a little bit of time until we see power weapons and power ups in play. So we'll see how these exchanges play out. Tied up at 10.
Express just the 1 death to his name at the start of this game as well. Chasing down his 4th kill. We'll get that beautiful little G slide into the melee to get the confirmation of that kill. Tied up at 11-11 though. So OMiT giving as good as they get in this game. Suppress being spotted out of back green as well. Pressure coming in from Huss onto that kill onto Suppress. So if you can get out of that situation and pick up that kill, then we will see OMiT going into a slender lead, but just for a microsecond. As now we're tied up at 14-14. Eco wins his ones.
Absolutely back and forth, and as we said, in pool play at this stage, we'd have it no other way, and regardless of the seed, you can bet that these games are going to be very close, especially the Slayers. Nothing separating them at the 15 mark.
Power up the next point of contention. Camo coming up in a few moments' time. Spike grenades going down. A beautiful grenade, though, from Huss is going to take down the shields of Eco. Breakingshot will clean that one up, but at the end of this little scuffle, it's 3 dead for OMiT, and it's going to be camo in the hands of StelluR.
See what they can do here. An opportunity not just to get some map control, but also pull away. It's only been, and still, just a 1-kill lead. This trade would have been huge. But it sounds like now, with 2 kills up, see what SSG can do. Here's a listening with Spacestation game.
Yo, dice. Nice up. Another one green. Yo, bottom tower, I mean Spartan. 1 shot, Spartan, bottom tower. Yo, dice right now. Dice to nest, and the guy tires to. One's top mid, behind the vent, top mid, behind the vent, top mid. Behind the vent, Mike. One shot.
Very specific Eco link.
Eco listening, which to be honest is if we have to have one listening, Eco's a great listener.
Not a bad one. Off the back of it though, it will be Spacestation who do extend that lead. You can see 27-21 the score now. Suppressed, he has a little play with the sniper rifle, but can't find any flesh with those bullets as 2 players from OMiT will be falling. It's still pretty close this game.
Yeah,
just 1 team fight away from tying this game up as we head to that 30 kill mark where things start to get a little bit more intense. As that 50 kill winning margin starts to raise its head for both these teams.
Yeah, and at 27-21, moments ago, right, this could have really started to be a blowout with SSG pulling away. Instead, it's been a 6-2 trade over the last few sequences of play. It's now just 29-28.
Breakingshot making this one interesting. 6 and 8 in this game for the man on your screen. It's been Spartan who's double positive on the side of OMiT, 10 and 5 for him. As things get very quiet for a few seconds between these teams. Nobody wanted to give anything away. As SSG will turn it around, and now we have a 30-29 lead for them.
Yeah, really impressed here with OMiT. To be trailing 27-21 and find the composure to make sure this game does not get out of hand is a really big deal. Oh, a lot of chaos and cuts. Suppress stays alive, but barely. No, he will be traded out. 2v2 trade. So we'll see what happens here at power up side of the map.
little bit windy on the
There it is.
from Spartan in that fight, not connecting with any of those melees. Now you can see all of OMiT are challenging towards Falcated's position, who has that camo. Challenges back out, knowing he's got some help alongside him as well, just to take that attention away. And Spacestation, off the back of this engagement, have a 3-kill advantage, and they have the camo.
I like that from Fal. He knew that he could just challenge, and even though there's 4 players looking at him, he has the pick of the litter. He can determine exactly who he's going to engage with. Might even get a big damage. No kill there on Sparty, but still, it's a 3-kill lead for them. Camo has dissipated, but here comes the push.
Oh, it's a big flank as well. LethuL will trade it out, actually do better than that. He comes out of that situation with 2. SSG find themselves 3 dead. Last alive is going to be Suppressed, who at least takes down LethuL. Big 1v1 of the cuts here, and Huss is going to win it. It's a 1-kill game again.
We talk about how important those 1v1s are. You expect Suppressed to win them, but Huss answers back with a very important kill to now keep the game within 1.
Sniper Rifle's coming up top middle as well. It looks like OMiT have won the battle for that control. Eco's trying to slide away and keep himself alive, and actually it's StelluR, who somehow or other, through all of the chaos and the deaths falling around him, has found himself a snipe and is finding a few bodies.
How many times have we seen him blow games wide open on live fire with the snipe? See if they can do it again here. We'll trade in the end. Snipe's gonna be down bottom middle. Still a 2-kill game, 39-37, make it 40 in favor of SSG.
Yeah, big little run here coming in from SSG. Big little run might not make sense, but you'll, maybe when you think about it, you'll understand what I'm saying. Big in the context of the game, small in the context of kills. As we still have a 2-kill difference between the 2 teams. Falcated now, looking to connect, but Spartan's gonna come through the cuts. He wins his fight, looking for the second. Oh, a little bit of a whiff melee there from Eco as well. Misclick on the
paddle, maybe?
On the pad. And it's OMiT now, who are 9 away. They take a lead, tied up at 41-41.
Sparty gifted, as you said. Not sure exactly what the button config or the paddle config is there, but not an intentional melee. 41-41 now. See if that snipe had any more ammo in it as well, but this is going to be down to the wire.
StelluR does have repulse. So I wonder if he's going to look for
maybe a route, back tower.
He certainly can be more aggressive, based on the fact that he's going to be able to catch someone out. But Breakingshot hits the body. Spartan gives him the cover. And that repulse that he finds sends the fragger away.
Still just a 1-kill game, but what a play from Breakingshot. It was risky to repulse up.
Tie game.
You are a sitting target when you do that. Breakingshot took advantage of it. SSG up by 1.
Up by 1. 1 bullet to play with. Can't hit it. Oh, it's Suppressed. The new boy shows why he was chosen. Big 1v1 win for him. 44-42, SSG 6 away.
And secures the path for the camo grab as well. StelluR eventually traded out, but not before getting a kill. Only up by 2, though. Not over just yet. Make it a 1-kill game.
Huss keeps sneaking these little kills out. When it feels like the game is starting to swing the way of SSG. Suppress finds another, though. 13-9 for him now. Manages to get the shields back as well, and now you can see OMiT trying to wrap through green.
Here's a rotate. Yep, 2 players, 3 players on back green concrete. Let's see if they can collapse.
Suppress, I think, recognized that Spartan was a little bit too confident in that situation, knowing there's probably some help alongside him. But now Suppress has to back up. OMiT have wrapped back in towards Garage.
That's not safe either.
Suppress is trying to think, well,
where do I go?
Well, Falcated's going to make it a little bit easier as he 5 Spartan in the kill feed. Huss is going to be weak, but Huss will not die for now. One man, he will.
There's a trade.
It's 4 dead
no
for
trade.
SSG.
Oh my. No trade, no kill at key door, no kill at dummies. 48-47. OMiT up by 1 somehow in the home stretch. 49-48.
Eco's trying to stay alive here. That frag grenade will break the shields almost.
They did it!
But it won't be enough, and OMiT, out of nowhere, will win 50-49. From what felt like an SSG game from the 30-kill mark.
They have silenced the SSG home crowd here, as I'm sure you can hear, or rather not hear, in the crowd mics. And somehow, some way, despite, as you say, SSG leading not only from the mid-game, but leading all the way through the 40s as well. And breakdown and perfect timing from OMiT to close out the game, 50-49, and tie up the series.
Well, Huss stumbling on the stage, but he wasn't stumbling in game. Some really important kills that he got in those 4v4 scenarios, but Suppressed him watching his POV. He chases down Huss. He thinks he's got a kill. Can't get it, so turns his attention away to stay alive. Sees as a player 1-shot, can't kill him either. The swing of all swings in those final moments that went the way of OMiT. 1 kill the difference. But now we have a series tied up at 1-1.
Spartan goes 14-12, +2 in a game they win by 1. Also looking at Breakingshot, 13 assists, the only player to go double-digit assists, and essentially doubling almost every player in the lobby. Getting more than double just about every player with the exception of StelluR, LethuL, and Spartan, and almost doing that as well. Wow, a 50-49 game number 2. Talk about a come-from-behind win and late-game composure, but like you said, Huss refusing to die on Keydor, LethuL refusing to die on Camo. You know that call-out must have come because he pivoted his attention so quickly. We'll take a look at some highlights there, but another game to remember in pro play.
A few big moments in this game towards the end that really did make the difference. Got to kind of call out Eco a little bit in that game as well. 8-16 in the StelluR, not great numbers from him.
How about the little moments? Maybe we'll see it. The melee there on C plat with Spartan getting the double kill. This was a game of inches all the way through.
This fight's just constantly back and forth. You see the score, it never really gets out of hand. A 5-6 kill advantage.
Except for 27-21 right here. That was the one point where you thought...
That's the biggest gap that we saw.
Yeah. You felt like SSG should have pulled away with that. I love this from Falcated as well. And in the end, we stay close though. 41-41. This Breakingshot, how about this play? Enormous. Spartan helps out as well.
This is where I thought the game was going towards SSG. You saw Breakingshot's reaction as well. He knew how important that kill was, but these final moments are where it matters. Suppressed. No shields, can't hit the headshot. The eyebrows raised. LethuL stays cold, and it will be OMiT who close the game out.
What do we say? Lottie asked about it on the desk. What does this new OMiT roster bring? And of course, it is that veteran experience. Like you said, LethuL, it looked like he was just for a walk in the park. That was, with his facial expression, LethuL's been there, done that. 50-49, no problem for him. They take the game. Some LethuL fans in the building like what they see as well. Got maybe best friends, but right now, going up against one another in this series. Spacestation off to a great start, as you see in that scoreboard. 50-49, OMiT ties up the series and makes it a hell of a lot more interesting.
Nothing more terrifying than a double-sided sign. As you see it start to turn.
You never know what, you never know.
You never know what's going to be on the other side.
That time, it was surprisingly tame. We thank you.
Well, these are the oddball stats of two players that are on either side of our stage. Falcated, 1.29 KD. Good amount of ball time as well. Good amount of kills per minute. Spartan matching him stride for stride in the kills. Not as much ball time for him, kind of focuses on that slaying role that he has on this roster. And if there's a couple of players who love to find a little bit of momentum that gets them going, belief is a big thing for some of the players on the OMiT side. Spartan's certainly one of those players.
Without a doubt. One of those players is historically such a momentum player. This guy gets fired up. Heaven knows where he's going to end up. So far, they find the late game composure. How about LethuL staying alive and not trading out on Camo as well? It's just late game survivability. And you think of a lot of moments like we talked about. You think about Eco on C plat, not getting the kill on Spartan. You think about Breakingshot, making sure to get that kill and then staying alive with the repulse. When you have a 50-49, every single, it's amazing because when you watch replays and highlights like that, every single play gets magnified. Yes. And you have a whole new level of respect for every single intricacy and nuance in each of those battles. And let that be a reminder and an indicator that at this level of this game, when you're talking about the best players in the world, even at pool play, right, with a high seed versus a low seed, even with something like that, and a tournament favorite up against, you know, a team on the hunt, every single kill will still matter.
Yeah, that's where we're at, right? Game 5s, those little moments of what decide. That's been the difference between a top 12 and a first place.
Truly.
You look at OMiT Gaming, they'll tell you that. But not too many things to be concerned about here for SSG, as a game that slipped through their fingers, but for the majority of the game still looked pretty good. OMiT with a bit of late game composure. But it's still a series that is tied up at 1-1. They're not trailing, they're not chasing. It's even footing at this point.
You expect SSG, if you're a fan, of course, or even just respect for the SSG players, those 4 on that squad, you expect them to bounce back in a big way here. They're not going to be too pleased about that. And they're going to want to make sure that they write a story in this series. Certainly a few things that they're going to look back and wish they maybe had a second chance at. Probably in that game alone, dozens of those things, as we talked about all those kills adding up, but that is in the past. We're tied 1-1 in this series, and all they can look forward to is game number 3.
I'll say something that I just noted when that game slipped through their fingers, the reaction of Elamite behind them is kind of, you could see he was trying to lock the team back in, trying to keep them focused on what they needed to. That game's done and dusted, and I like to see that. Sometimes, especially when you've got a couple of new players on the roster, their personalities maybe have not found their comfort.
Oddball. Round one. Ball incoming. The ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. 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 Enemy halfway to victory. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
Everyone on the map's afraid that Camo might be near them. So your team kind of gets this added benefit of the other team turtling just a bit, and you really take advantage of that. So that's what we just saw from SSG. Up now 77-24. Very good work from them thus far. 3 still dead.
And you can see from the POV of Falcated at the moment, he's still influencing fights, but some of them are finishing before he even fires his gun. That's a great indication of how efficient SSG are being in this round, and now they're just 15 points away from being up by 1 in this opal.
Yeah, they also get the kill there on Driveway, which is big. That means the only pressure here is going to be coming from B stairs, as well as here on Trash. But that will be traded out the first one, so as long as they clear out B rails, should be able to get another hold.
StelluR finds one. StelluR will be happy and betrayed in this situation as well, but won't get it. But LethuL was one of the last players alive. He's going to have to watch Suppress hold that ball, and SSG will win the first round of oddball and maybe just settle those nerves a little bit.
3 out of the 4 players also on double digits on the side of SSG. OMiT, no one recording any kills above 9, so really outslaying as well as SSG. And to be honest, you expect that when you have a round number 1 that was as quick as what we just saw. And like we said, as the SSG chant begins in the building, will SSG use that game number 2 Slayer as an opportunity to refocus? It feels like so far the answer is yes.
Great shots from Falcated as well. Spartan trying to challenge on those B stairs, not going to be able to. And immediately off the back of kills and space created, SSG have that ball in their hands as well. LethuL is going to find out that side kick. Certainly does kick and leave a bruise behind as well. And Huss is going to find it out as well. The back of the skull finds a few extra bullets, and that'll be now another opportunity here for full time here for Spacestation.
And Eco with a grab as well. Really nicely done. Manages to just stay alive. We'll see if he can live to tell the tale. He has help at B stairs, but the nades come in, maybe look like from a Neon or Bench's angle. So he'll be taken down, but not before SSG puts another 18 points on the board.
Breakingshot chasing shadows at the moment, even though he got those 2 kills. Suppressed has found 1. Breakingshot's not going to be in a position with his teammates falling to even think about considering grabbing that oddball and trying to close this gap that's been established early on. Beautiful nades coming in from SSG. Those ones have been practiced time and time again to force that player away from that position.
Falcated
is more.
Jeez, Falcated, they both exchange, it is a mortar strike. They exchange a shot there, but Fal manages to keep Breakingshot weak for another whole stint that makes that ball reset. So nicely done from SSG. We'll see if OMiT can get the opening pick. They do, maybe some ball time as well. 2 dead.
Smart little play there from Breakingshot as well. He threw that ball back towards Tram. If you're on the SSG, you're probably thinking you're going to track towards that ball going back towards Tram, but he actually sneaks away, challenges that player who probably thinks he's got a 1v1, makes it a 1v2. And from there, influences a couple more fights as well. But SSG are winning fights elsewhere at the moment, and the big ones are going in their favor. Suppress now grabs that ball. He's got Falcated alongside him. 2 players from OMiT pushing themselves. And Huss will go in, break through, brute force his way to that oddball.
Man, really interesting set of plays there. That was essentially 3 separate 2v2 pushes up C stairs due to the staggered spawns, and in the end, it will be additional ball time coming in for OMiT, as well as a later grab for Spartan of the camo. Now, just a few points away, they're about to take the lead, and Spartan with a big opportunity to get his team back in the game.
Yeah, 2 dead hit for SSG as well, so he can take his time here. He can kind of peruse what routes he wants to take.
Oh, spotted.
There he goes. Still got those eyes. He's going to get the trade, and that Spartan now dealt with. 25-21 is going to be the score. Huss is going to be challenging here. Suppress should be able to pick this one up. I was going to say without being traded, but the nade comes in from LethuL. And the scrappy time continues here. OMiT now find themselves 2 dead. SSG feel comfortable enough to grab that oddball.
Spartan would have definitely wanted more from that camo in the end. It's going to be a lead exchange yet again because they weren't able to convert more time on the board. As we said, it's a good eagle eye from Eco, but maybe a little bit of a freebie there with the camo jumping on B stairs. In the end, it's a 10-point and now growing lead for SSG in round 2.
This is where SSG really just ran away with the previous round. Once they got a little bit of control, once they got themselves into the lead, they started to pick OMiT apart a little bit. Suppress is finding out that Spartan just won't die, and has to use a little bit of extra ammunition to make sure that he finally is taken down. Huss has been a nuisance. Suppress will deal with the pest, and now he's looking to hit some big shots. That's a killing spree for Suppress, a double kill, making things look clean.
You do not want to run into this guy with the red gun while he's just dipsy doodling around music and red room. Had it been a sticky, he would have got another one in the end. A lot of damage. Falcated likely will come in and clean this one up, and what a run from him. 25 and 13 in this game.
More importantly here for SSG, time on the board as well. All of these kills have been backed up by objective time. 51 points now on the board as the camo will be the next focus of attention. Down bottom middle. I've got enough players on the map momentarily, I was going to say, to potentially contest this, but now with them falling one by one and the lane starting to open up, LethuL kind of the last hope to keep them off of it.
Really nice play there from Suppress. He kind of delays the nades there on B stairs. They take down Spartan and provides the opening, maybe for a camo grab, but not just yet.
LethuL done a really good job actually of just denying access to that camo for such a long time. He's getting weird. He's getting weird on the bus stop, which is...
Eventually LethuL will trade it out.
A lot of videos like that on TikTok.
I was worried there was going to be some kind of ninja coming in there from a wild piece of geometry, but instead it's just going to be a little bit of melee carnage, 1v1 on the map for just a second, and still no one to be able to grab really any time advantage or anything aside from StelluR eventually sneaking in and grabbing the camo and taking advantage of whatever melee chaos we just witnessed at benches.
Finally the camo gets picked up. It's just been a little bit of a hot mess for the last few moments, but 61 points on the board. Spacestation will be happy just to trade kills in this situation if they have to, and delay OMiT getting their hands on the ball. Now that they do have a semblance of shape and control on the map, with the tower in their control, and StelluR moving his way down the neons.
This is how you...
Wait. That's not how you... Is this how you...
That's not how you... It's not how you...
That's not how you...
That's not how you do it.
Oh, it's tough. That's tough to watch. Oh, man. Sometimes the pieces just don't fall in the way you think they're going.
We thought that was going to be how you do it. Really ended up not being.
It's not how you do it.
No, not indeed. Still a sizable lead for SSG regardless. A lot of unexpected melee shenanigans here in this game, and especially in the mid game. Still 75 to 32, so SSG with a very comfortable lead and still 2 dead. But however, really it's eyes on the game clock now, because with only 1:16 left, really only one more hold or even game time. But finally Falcated will come away with that ball and start to bring it back here to back tower. Only 15 points to go for them.
Everyone enjoys a little bit of weirdness, but I think SSG have had enough of that weirdness for now. Falcated says, I'll grab the oddball, guys. Let's just calm this down a little bit. Let's get this game on the board. Let's close this round out and put ourselves up 2-1. 4 dead for OMiT, and that might be the game done and dusted. The last push is going to come on the arcade side, inside of music, and I don't think they're even going to be able to get shots onto StelluR. He'll hold that oddball. SSG will be up 2-1. They answer back here and take the lead in the series.
And guess what? The Slayer is doing it again. 29 and 27 kills respectively for Suppressed and Falcated. Huge numbers from them. And they will take that game comfortably. And as we expected after their Game 2 loss, they focus up. They find a new level of cohesion in both rounds of oddball, and they show up in a big way. They really, I think, not only grab that game, but they grab momentum back in the series as well.
Take a look at some of the stats as well on your screen. You can see that Huss led the way for kills on the side of OMiT. Still in the negative, every single player on OMiT's side going negative. But like you mentioned, the numbers, boys, putting up the numbers. 27 and 14 for Falcated. Those stats will only go one way in oddball. That's going to be positive, and Suppress right behind him, 29 and 17 for him.
Just ahead of him even.
Just ahead of him.
I'd say.
Wait,
200 to 56.
Wait.
Talk to me.
What's the difference between the two?
Kills.
17, 18.
The kills.
I'm not going to do it. No, well, yeah, sure, but like
you were
ratio.
Okay, see, that was the misunderstanding.
Okay, understood.
200 to
I accept
56.
your apology.
I do apologize. The total elapsed score in that game, and it was just so convincing from SSG, and you get the feeling that the Slayer really was a bit of a wake-up call, and I think if you're an SSG fan, you're thankful that's happening Game 2 pool play versus OMiT and not in later series. And as we said, it's their first series together on land, so they're going to be working out just a little bit of kinks maybe, but it feels like there were no kinks to be found. How about this from Suppressed?
Oh.
Look at the shields.
Oh.
Yikes.
Disgusting stuff. felt like for a second he lost control a little bit of his reticle and then just snapped back to that final headshot. Don't everyone forget about this. When we talk about perfect Halo, we don't mean that.
At this point in the game, it was just 89-32. Great shots here as well from Foul, and he holds the ball and makes sure to hold the StelluR holds it just quick enough before Suppress drops a 30 bomb. But in 2 rounds, 29 kills, and 2 fast rounds, 29 kills and 27 respectively, is huge numbers from those guys. And so far, it feels like the SSG debut, you're starting to see why they made these team changes and why things are playing out. As we said, a lot more Halo yet to play. We cannot make any judgments yet, but based off of the series that we have on our screen, things looking good so far, with the exception of the late game composure and live fire Slayer. SSG looking strong.
Yeah, I just want to touch upon something that Tony was talking about as well. It's SSG lineup, from what we've seen online, has these crazy highs but these big lows as well. And I think you're almost seeing that in this series at the moment as well. It looks like they're putting these minute or 2 runs together, which looks like, hey, this is a team that's going to make it to a grand final. There's the potential of making a grand final. And these kind of 30, 40 seconds of weirdness almost, where everything feels a little bit disjointed and communication feels a little bit off. Whatever it is, it seems like not everyone's focusing on the same thing, but then it just clicks again and you see the round come together and everything starts to calm down again. But as we head into Aqua Bomb now, hopefully we'll see those pieces start to be more consistently coming together here for SSG.
Yeah, that's really the key, I think, for them, because they know that just like any team that's made a change coming into this event, they know that there's a lot of questions about, okay, in these given scenarios, how do we make sure we navigate this? And if we're looking at kind of a split spawn scenario, how do we talk through that, for example? So there's simply going to be situations that are going to be unique, that they're going to have to run through, figure out exactly how to play them. But we're underway in game number 4. SSG with a chance to close the series out here. OMiT looking to stay alive and force a game 5.
And SSG also with the camo off the rip, but StelluR's going to be last alive, so he's going to have to just think about survival. Spartan's going to run that bomb straight in. I love this from OMiT. Get the early kills, immediately move the bomb. And StelluR now has to find some kills.
So we can do here.
Peekaboo.
Oh, trade it out.
Trade will be good for Huss though.
Yeah, very happy about that. Eco, last player alive.
Eco last alive. Like you say, that bomb should be moving in. Someone from OMiT has to take responsibility for the bomb, which is still down. LethuL's going to be closest to it.
Fridge. Spawn's coming in now. Here comes the push.
Breakingshot.
2 dead.
In position.
I think
Gets a kill. They should get this trade. Bomb is being planted.
Foul!
But it hasn't been planted as yet. OMiT are letting this slip through their fingers.
Wow, unbelievable. Falcated wins a essential.
I don't know, man. I think OMiT have thrown that one.
I think so too. An essential 1v1 in the back of the base from Falcated. And they had 2 dead again while the bomb was arming. They cannot convert. Somehow SSG gets that bomb out. Falcated and Eco working together as the spawners. A triple kill, by the way, for Spartan there, as it will be 3 dead for SSG yet again. And you have to wonder for the OMiT guys, can they find a way to make sure to ice up, find the composure, and get that bomb on the move yet again?
Yeah, it's a simple thing, isn't it? Someone has to arm the bomb. Everyone's doing anything but arm the bomb in that situation. Everyone's playing for the kills. Everyone's looking for the trades. Nobody takes the responsibility to put the thing in the arming zone that's going to win you the game. It's a real kind of collapse in that situation for OMiT, but they are keeping the pressure up here. And it looks like it's not affecting them too much.
3 dead yet again. They are heavily outslaying SSG at this stage. Everyone else but Falcated is just on 3 kills or less. So big numbers while you have players like Spartan on 8, Huss on 5 kills as well. Camo will be burned in the end there by LethuL, but wow, what a different and unexpected start to this 4th game as OMiT continues to apply the pressure. SSG's been 3 dead 3 times, but we're still here at 0-0. Here comes the bomb.
LethuL last alive. And SSG, you get the feeling, if they're put in a similar position to what we saw OMiT in a few seconds ago, won't make the same mistakes. Breakingshot stays alive long enough to get some trades. Found now turns his attention to people coming off the respawn in that fridge. Have to get a few more kills here, and having done so, 3 dead, last player alive is going to be top middle, and oh my word, SSG do not make a mistake. They get that bomb arm, and they will be up by 1.
It's just like you said, it feels like it also is kind of the story of the series, right? SSG is not going to let that happen to them, and somehow they stay alive in a scenario where they were dead to rights several times over. Falcated, though, at 9 and 5, he's a big part of not only the defense, but also the offense there as they take the lead 1-0.
Yeah, SSG needed 1 3 dead with that bomb moving, and they have that arm. That's how efficient they are in that objective work. Very, very impressive stuff from them, having equal parts good defensive plays, and also a little bit of help from OMiT being inefficient on their arm. come off the back of that and now manage to find themselves up by 1, and they're looking for more here. You can see they're moving that bomb already, and they've got a good amount of coverage from the top of the map as well.
Sparty also the first player to hit double digits. Now Falcated is just behind him, truly seconds only behind him. They're both at 10 kills apiece now.
3 dead here for SSG momentarily. Eco kind of left himself on an island as everyone has fallen around him. Bomb is still down though. And Eco knows that attention has to go towards Bomb. That's why he's put himself in a position where he was going to be able to get an LOS on it very quickly should someone grab it and look for a free kill, but in fact it's a really good piece of communication and good work from Breakingshot to flush him out of that closet.
Good shots from LethuL, who'll win that battle. And you'd expect him to do it in that scenario during the BR switch. 2 dead for both sides. Gonna keep an eye on top mid camo as well here.
Coming up in a few seconds' time. LethuL trying to pressurize SSG spawners here inside of his base. Nice peek shots from him. Cleaned up immediately now. Where's that bomb? SSG find themselves 2 dead. Camo is coming up, and I think that LethuL was recognized that he could be behind enemy lines here. And Spartan got the camo, but didn't make anything of it. Breakingshot having to do some defensive work on his side of the map, and the bomb is in a neutral position, bottom middle.
Yeah, camo burn for the 2nd time in a row by Spartan, so it's good awareness from OMiT to be at the right place, right time, but it feels like SSG has just been ready for the burn, ready to force the grab and also the kill to neutralize that, and at 1-0, they're going to be very happy with that. LethuL will fall. 2 dead, 3 dead for OMiT here.
Bomb is moving immediately as well, and Eco's having a really solid game here as well. 12 and 8 for him. Huss finds 1 though, which is going to slow things down for just a second. Suppress gets the call that there's enough coverage for him to get in a position to maybe start this arm. I think he knew, and I think SSG knew that that wasn't going to be the full arm in one swipe there. They were going to have to take their time and maybe look for multiple pairs of hands to get on it if it was going to be effective. But OMiT will get that bomb out, and we'll move it back towards bottom middle.
And you got to think with those kind of promising opening plays from OMiT, I agree they've thrown away that what should have been a guaranteed arm, but Spartan maybe caught screen watching there.
Definitely.
It's surprising to see him take all that damage without a bomb drop or a turn to the corner. Must have been a little bit of screen watching going down there. But you got to think, there was still a lot of promise in that opening aggression. There were a lot of kills as well. They put the kills together, they didn't get the arm, but they still only trailed by 1, and with 6:38 left in the game, still a lot to play yet.
Bomb is on the OMiT side of the map at the moment. You can see it just in front of Suppress there, looking to push that through the pink door. They're looking for some more kills first. They find 1, LethuL. He's going to be taken down as well as 2 players from OMiT fall in consecutive seconds. Make that 3. Huss is last alive. They know where he is, and even though StelluR's been taken down, it's an opportunity to get this bomb in towards that arming zone once again, but the spawns coming in on the gen means it's a little bit of an awkward situation. Eco plays for some more kills instead. Camo popping top middle.
Yeah, Huss does well to double back there. They thought he was going to go bottom middle. He's going to wrap pink 1. Instead, he actually wraps back to the quick jump, and he's able to be a big part of that defense. However, it's still SSG with the slaying lead over these sequences of play. And to be honest, with now under 6 minutes left, they're going to be happy to continue just slaying and playing this in their opponent's third.
2 dead, camo in their hands. SSG full control now. And Falcated has a chance to pick up the kills that might clear the way for a secondary bomb arm for them. There's 1. The second is right in front of him. There's the second. It wasn't clean, but it's good enough. And the bomb will indeed go in behind him. It's 2-0. Spacestation get their second arm and now find themselves 1 arm away from taking this series.
And like we said, wasting absolutely no time. By the time you even see that second kill recorded in the back of the base, they were already on that arm, and our observers catching it right on time to get the eye, the third-person eye on that arm. SSG chant in the building. 3 dead for OMiT, and only 1 bomb to go for SSG to close out the series.
Yeah, the belief not just flowing through the fans in the venue at the moment, but also, I imagine, through the players as well, as they're starting to look more and more comfortable playing together. As the decisions start to look like they've got a little bit of a thought process behind them. 5 minutes left in this game. OMiT trying to force this bomb in towards the SSG side of the map. But again, Falcated this time around. 19 and 11 for him. 11 assists, leading the way in assists as well. And there is number 20 for him. He is almost double positive.
Just picks up the perfect and starts to escort that bomb all the way back. And with a 2-0 lead, he's happy to just throw that court for a second. They still have 2 dead, so even with LethuL behind them, they'll be able to get that kill and continue advancing the bomb, and even more importantly, the pressure ahead of the map.
Shots coming in onto Huss. Breakingshot's going to be there to influence the fight, though, and clear him out. 2 dead on the side of SSG. Still a lot of time here for OMiT. We've seen the ability to go back-to-back on those bomb arms. We saw that a little bit earlier on today with FaZe on our main stage. But that level of efficiency is something that is going to have to be found And maybe there's an opportunity to do so because SSG are 3 dead here. Last player alive after before the respawners have come in. It's causing Breakingshot some problems. LethuL's got next camera. There's still an opportunity, but they need to make it happen pretty quickly.
They really do. You get the feeling if it's going to happen, it really needs to get that first bomb on the board. Then they can look to convert a second time. Narrowly avoids the trade, but really, in all intents and purposes, it's going to be OMiT forfeiting that camo, and SSG very happy to eventually trade it out. And just like that, that really slows down a big opportunity that would have been on the board for OMiT. SSG now going to play this bomb bottom middle, and 3:30 left in the game.
Bomb actually reset bottom middle there. That was OMiT not being able to get their hands on it to keep it alive. Falcated, he adds another kill, 23 for him now. Eco has also broken 20. So he's 20 and 13. And it looks like it's time to just wait for some kills here. They want to keep OMiT pinned into their spawn. They do not want to let them anywhere near that bomb. And maybe the change of plan has come in and they say, let's just close this one out. Bomb is moving into the OMiT base. SSG want to close this out 3-0.
Wow, it was back-to-back-to-back, 3 deads. And it still is 2 dead. Might even be 3 yet again. The slaying control is out of hand. They should get the arm here.
That's going to be it. 4 dead, bomb armed, GG, SSG. They will take the series, they will take the game, and Spacestation Gaming will win here on our main stage on their first showing in front of their hometown crowd, 3-1.
And a 3-0 Aqua Bomb as well to close it out. A very convincing, by the way, back-to-back-to-back-to-back 3 or 4 deads to close out the game. And you got the indication that after OMiT failed to get that first conversion, that SSG was not going to let that same opportunity pass them up. And with the exception of a 50-49 loss, it closed out the series very comfortably.
50-49 that could have been avoided as well, I think.
Yeah.
They will look back on up by 6 at points in that Slayer, let it slip through their fingers. But outside of that, Andy, pretty convincing on the side of SSG. And the numbers, boys, providing the numbers. There's a reason they brought them on. They're doing what they asked.
How about Falcated? Nearly double positive at 24 and 13, but also leads the entire game in assists as well. It was an absolute damage show from the entire side of SSG, not just in that game, but really in every single objective game in that series.
Strong stuff across the board. Eco coming to the fore as well. He had a very, very strong game there. 21 and 13 for him with 11 assists. On the OMiT side, a little bit quiet. We saw some good moments from Spartan when it came to kills, but he fell away a little bit towards the end of that series, understandably so, when you're getting in a position where SSG have full map control and are able to spawn kill so convincingly in those situations. But I also like the fact they just went for the kill in those final moments as well. They had the opportunity to pin him in for a minute or so. They were like, nah, let's get this done. Let's get this bomb in. Let's practice being efficient with this objective. And it's exactly what they do. Close it out.
Also the way they kept them staggered. It was 2 or 3 or 4 dead before it felt like 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. Pretty wild indeed.